Oxford is in the grips of a mental health crisis, and it is the most pressing issue facing students at the moment.
I mean, we heard the cries of literally thousands of Oxford students across the city. They were crying out for better representation. You know, they craved representation at the NUS.
Someone even talked to me in the street about it.
Someone talked to us in the street about it.
I'm running for OUSU because I think it's really important to get involved in the student politics and to really make this university the university you want it to be.
I'm running for OUSU firstly because I think I can do a really good job. I have a load of experience from being JCR president at Jesus to working within the politics faculty, which means I know how the committee system works and how things need to get done.
I'm running for OUSU because I think that as students here, we don't partake enough in our local community. There's a big divide between town and gown here. And the communities do so much for us, and actually life is worse for a lot of people in Oxford because the university's here.
IU stands for Inclusive Oxford University. It stands for intersectional or useless. It stands for Imagine Oxford Unscrewed Up, and it stands for all sorts of other things, but I can't necessarily remember them off the top of my head. We're running to make an OUSU and an Oxford that is accessible to people no matter their circumstances, no matter their background, and is a place where people can access the best degree possible.
Well, I'm involved in a lot of environmental societies, and I'm on the JCR for Environment and Ethics, which is the position that I'm running for. But I think running for OUSU for Environment and Ethics just gives me access to a lot more resources and connections, and I get the support of the charities vice president. So I just have a lot more scope to try and make the change that I really want to try and institute through having access to this kind of university-wide body rather than just individual societies that are just kind of isolated across the university.
We are running for OUSU because we want to make the welfare support systems here more reliable across colleges. We want to make them more accessible, in a lot of cases more compassionate, and we think that liberation should be a big part of that.
I'm running for OUSU because I enjoy problem solving, and if I see problems, it would be unlike me just to criticise them without to actually do something about it.
So there's a tremendous amount of apathy in Oxford towards getting involved and making a difference to the Oxford experience for everybody. And obviously everybody is busy, but the most important thing you can do is find the time to help everyone else. And I think it's very important that OUSU continues to be a body which represents and enhances the lives of Oxford students. So I'd like to be a part of that.
I'm running because I want to make a difference. I want to see people have the ability and opportunity to apply to Oxford University from any background, poor or rich.
As all our policies point to, that would be the idea that stress is a part of our degrees.
Morning classes.
Given I'm running on a campaign about blood donation, I think that's very much something that I think should change, and I think that I'm trying to change. I think that there's not enough of a push from within the student body to encourage students to donate blood. I think that hopefully that's something that I'll change within the next year.
If I could change one thing about Oxford, it would be the disparity between colleges.
One thing I would really want to change about OUSU is that making sure that it gets voices heard, because especially in my first year here, I felt especially like I couldn't get my voice heard by anyone, and now I'm trying to change things by standing for BME officer and like in our state which is working to improve things for everyone and make sure everyone's voices get heard.
So yeah, I think it would be the welfare system. I think we can all, a whole slate can agree on that. I think what I'd like to see is a standardized, really transparent welfare system that students understand and get given information about when they arrive here, and that includes a set of nuances about disability, make sure all students with disabilities kind of know their rights and what resources are available to them. I'd also like to make sure that there aren't ableism doesn't go noticed, and other forms of discrimination against students in the welfare system. So a more compassionate system, I think, is also really important.
We should have more transparency in Oxford, and that's not something that's a quick fix, but it's something that we should be working towards.
Skype interviews. I think people should have the ability to talk academically to someone from university if their school does not provide such benefits, to give people the ability to perform well in interviews, to make people passionate about their subject.
I think education without illness would sum up what we all stand for.
Admit it, it could be so much worse.
I'm here to encourage people to make a difference, and I think that's something that's very important.
My candidacy is about widening the conversation we have about welfare and equal opportunities and looking at how we improve structural support on those issues.
My candidacy is driven, very passionate and very experienced, and I think I can get a lot done that will really make a big change for the environment.
We believe that liberation and welfare issues should be at the heart of every policy that OUSU does and every project that it does.
My candidacy is all about getting students the respect that they deserve.
I am running as a candidate because I think I can carry out the job with professionalism and competence.